What up, party peeps? It's your man Fernando G right here with another edition of the Mixdowns DJ2DJ. Tonight we're real excited because we got our boys in the house. We're talking about NOTD. What up, my brothers? How you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
What's up? Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys for taking the time and chatting it up with me. As you know, the Mixdown goes off every Friday, Saturday night on Vibe 99.7 in Vegas. We've already had you guys on a few times, and I got to tell you, man, each and every time, get big, huge response, man. So I appreciate you guys for sending those
nice.
Thank
you. Thank you.
All right, so I want to start off with going back in time a little bit. So you guys, from what I understand, you guys got to know each other before high school. You guys were already doing remixes, and you guys kind of met up. How did that happen?
This was back in 2015, I think. Both me and Toby had like our separate projects, and we were uploading songs to SoundCloud. And I found Toby's music on SoundCloud, and I stalked him, so I found his Facebook. And I reached out to him on Facebook and was like, "Yo, what's up? I really like your music." And we started like cooking on some remix together. And then I saw on his Facebook that he was already at the high school that I was like attending to. And that was actually like 5 hours from me, so it was like a complete coincidence.
Wow.
So like, I don't know, a few months later I started on that high school, and then we met up, and it was like, let's continue work together, and we created a project. Yeah. Crazy coincidence, actually.
So and how old were you at this time? So you must have been in your teens, obviously, right?
I was 15, Toby are 2 years old.
Yeah, I was 17. Maybe I already turned 18 because my birthday's early in the year, so
Got it.
17, 18 May.
So when did you guys actually discover producing, DJing, all this fun stuff? At what age were you turned on to this, and what was it that turned you onto it?
I mean, for me, it was like actually not too long before that. Like I think I started maybe like a year tops before like reaching out to Toby. But I've always like loved music, and I played guitar since I was like 8 or something.
That's wild. Yeah. That's wild. And then you guys started doing remixes and just started blowing up. Did you start off with original tracks, or you started off with just straight up remixes?
We started up with the straight up remixes, doing some like everything we could get our hands on. Like, and just like, cause we thought like it was fun way, like, cause we just wanted to produce, and like a good way to get our name out there. And then, eventually it started to work a little bit, which was crazy being in high school. But yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So some of your noted remixes is like the Shawn Mendes, "There's Nothing Holding Me Back," Ed Sheeran, "Shape of You," and that one was nominated for an EM Music Award. DJ Khaled, Rihanna, Demi Lovato. I mean, and it just keeps going. You guys just kept doing your thing. And at what point do you say, "Yo, we got to start doing our own thing here"?
I feel like it kind of happened naturally. Like in the beginning, we weren't writing our own songs, and we didn't like know people that wrote songs. So like we just took like remixes because we wanted vocals, obviously.
Yeah.
But then like once like some songs like started to pop off or go well, like people started to like reach out and send songs to us, and I think that's when we were like, of course we want to make originals too. So I feel like it happened kind of naturally.
That's cool. So when you guys get together, what's your process for creating? Like, do you give us kind of a quick little rundown, like a little day of in NOTD's production philosophy?
I feel like it can depend really, like, cause when we start songs, like sometimes maybe I start or Sam starts, and then like whoever has like who's in like a flow state, just let it run with it. And and then we just take it from there, like maybe send stems back and forth, or like just do whatever is best for the song. So it can really depend, song to song.
So obviously, like today, you guys are in two different spots. Do you guys have your own studio where you come in, work together, or do you do it, independently and then come in? And how do you work that?
I mean, now it's a lot like independently because I live in Sweden and Toby in LA. So, but like actually, it's always kind of been that way. 'Cause since we started out like working together, like living far apart, we kind of used to work like that, and we kind of been continue to work in like that. I mean, obviously, if we're like in the same town, we will get into the studio together, but
Yeah,
it works well to like just send
Yeah.
stuff back and forth.
that's very good, man. And it's I kind of like that philosophy because, as you know, there's been bands and groups and stuff that after years of working together and spending so much time together in the studio, they end up disbanding. They get on each other's nerves and stuff. And this might be, I feel, a good balance for you guys to where you guys are doing your own things, but then you unite. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I don't know.
No, I
Yeah.
think it's good, like since we're both kind of doing the same thing, like we're producing. So like if we're
Yeah.
together, like I mean, of course you can like come in with ideas, but I feel like it's also just good if I lock in on my thing is do it and then send it to Toby and he can do the same thing.
Very
Yeah.
cool, very cool. So when you guys start releasing like I Want to Know and So Close, and these things just start blowing up, what does that feel like?
That is like that was crazy. For I Wanna Know, I remember because it was like what was it, our second original ever, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
And I remember because I was in the town, like where the high school was, and like we all were there, and so like when it was released,
Right.
and the feeling, because that song, especially I Wanna Know, was like it took a long time to get that one out, and to see the response it got after being released was just like being that young and like new to the industry and everything, like was like complete surreal feeling, and I mean it still is. So it was just like it's hard to wrap your head around a little bit.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, I could just imagine like it's kind of like when you're going up on stage and performing for the first time. You got those
Yeah,
nerves, but you got that adrenaline just going.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
then you release the track and the public starts to respond. Man, that's huge, man. That must be a good
yeah.
feeling. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I should soon. Hopefully, will.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, what are you guys working on right now? What's upcoming for Noted?
I mean, we may or may not be working a little bit towards an album.
Mm,
So
all right.
hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed. We're just working on a bunch of new music and just I mean, figuring out really where to go next. I feel like we have a pretty clear vision and like just wanna make songs and I mean continue to tour and just do like everything because we've never released an album before either. So
Yeah,
that's something
yeah.
that's on our bucket list a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, yeah. No, it's just like Cascade when he just he released his latest album. He hadn't done that in a while, in a good minute.
Yeah,
And it seems like I'm kind of seeing that trend now. Ever since he started doing like everybody's like gotta do the album,
yeah,
one offs, and it's like, and in a way it's cool because when you got a cool style like the way you guys have, people want to hear more. You know what I mean? We don't want to wait a long period before your next release. So I think that's actually
Yeah.
something cool for the fans that
yeah,
hopefully it'll get done.
yeah. Hope so.
So going back to your first releases, when you guys were releasing these, were you guys doing this independently? Did you go with a label? Were you pitching it to various entities? How did you guys get it off the ground in the beginning?
I mean, I think we got like signed to Universal Music like very early on. I can't really
Yeah,
remember, but
Nice.
I think like our first song was with them,
Huge.
right?
yeah. It
That's
was.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's great.
So yeah. And then like we continued to release with them, and then just like recently we signed with Sound On, which is like a new label,
New label, yeah, yeah. That's coming up.
where we had like 3 songs. We got one more song left with them.
Nice, nice. Good job, good job. So, Touring. You mentioned touring. What's your next tour dates? When can we see you? In what cities?
I mean, going to San Bernardino for Beyond Wonderland in March, which I'm super excited about because there's a few more friends that's gonna play. So we're super excited about that one, and I do love to play a festival as well. So
yeah,
I mean, you know, and then we're planning a bunch of stuff for the fall right now. So yeah, hopefully there's an album and a tour coming as well.
Very cool, very cool. You got to make sure that you hit Vegas. Of course,
Exactly, yeah.
I reside in Los Angeles, so maybe we can meet up at some point in time. And
100%.
Yeah, that'd be dope. But definitely, you know, I'm sure Vegas would love to have you guys do a nice big show out there when you launch the album. That would be huge, man. So definitely, you know, when that happens, please keep us posted so we can pump the heck out of it, man. Good stuff. So, Noted. Now, I understand that name came from kind of a play on your guys' last name. How'd you guys come up with it? What was the idea? What were the names that were tossed out before Noted?
Well, I don't really remember those names, but you came up with the Noted name, so.
Yeah, it's our two last letters of our last names reversed. So my last name is Danielson, so the last two is O-N, which is N-O, and then Brandt, D-T-T-D. And I don't really know. Like, I feel like we were just spitballing a bunch of names and was like, yeah, I forget what was the other names. Like, I feel like we had some fun once. That was like a little bit weird or something. But then we came up with Noted and was like, oh, it's kind of clever that it doesn't have the E in it. But a lot of people say NOTD after that. Fair enough. But
it's funny that you say that because when I talk to the girls over at Circa, they got like, oh, you know, we got Noted, we got a mix, we want you to air it. And I'm all like, yeah, let's do it. And so, you know, I get it. And I'm all like, and I look at the name and I'm all like, oh, heck. And I'm sorry, boys, but that's exactly what I said on air. We got NOTD.
No, that's totally fair.
And then it wasn't until later I said, you know. Yeah. But you know what? I liked it. It's kind of like the different names, like Side Piece, for example. Like I was like, you know, and you know, and then it's always different because you're not sure if it's one person, two person, you know, Medusa, you know, you know, they're different people, you know, and it's like, but it's cool because like for me, I just go by my name, right? Fernando G. But I like it when you have that because then you can always easily do an alias, you know, with your own name if you want.
Yeah,
exactly. Do something different, you know, which is very cool. Excellent stuff, my brothers. Well, look, man, we are really excited for the future for you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in and chatting it up with us. And of course, like I said, when that album comes out, man, you got to come to Vegas and put on a show, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Excellent, my brothers. Appreciate you. And you that's tuning in, don't forget to hit the like and share button right here at the bottom here. And of course, tune in to the Mixdown every Friday and Saturday night on Vibe 99.7, or you can stream it anywhere on vibefm.vegas or on the TuneIn app. And if you miss any show, you can always catch the podcast version wherever you enjoy your podcast. I'm your man, Fernando G. Thanks again, Noted. Appreciate you, my brothers. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.